everyone, it's Duckfairy07. Today we are playing Goryo Eldrazi, and this brew has been absolutely insane. Okay, so this is the last brew before I start with the Bloomburrow brews, but I really had to use time to tweak this build and get it out on YouTube because I feel that it's really the broken build. And I played a lot of Eldrazi builds so far, went through most of the playable options, and this one feels among best I tried, and it's really incredible. So what's going on here? We got Underworld Cookbook, and this card is very sweet in this build, enabling both of our big Eldrazi. We got 4 Ulamog, 4 Emrakul. Okay, so Cookbook enables you to play Emrakul even on turn 2 if you have like a double Eldrazi Temple and Ugin's Labyrinth. With the Cookbook you can play this on turn 3. Also you can play Cookbook on turn 1. Turn 2 play Ugin's Labyrinth, exile Devourer or Emrakul with Ulamog and just Goryo's the Ulamog. Bring it back as a 2020 creature with Annihilator 10 and just win the game on turn 2. It's amazing. Also what you can do is play Urza Saga on turn 1, then play Eugene's Labyrinth on turn 2, start creating those construct tokens. So there's also the construct token beatdown, which can be very quick because deck plays a lot of artifacts. So we got Underworld Cookbooks, Talismans, we got the One Rings and the cards from the sideboard. Okay, so Kozilek's command and Orcish Bowmaster as a removal in the main, and the inclusion of Orcish Bowmaster has been very relevant in this build. Bowmasters in the main in Eldrazi deck feel incredible. They provide early bodies which can block, which can buy you time, kill small creatures, especially kill opponents' Bowmasters. They have been incredible, and definitely the card that I would like to play as a 4 off, but still searching for spots to do it. Totnot has also been like very good, so but all the cards felt very strong in the main, so I decided just to play 2 more Bowmasters in the side. Okay, so we got a classic sideboard for the Saga deck, some 1 Pitting Needle, 3 Graveyard Hate pieces, 3 Havar Mites. You could also play the Battle Mage, of course. This is a good card, can be used to kill, exile any artifact, but Havar Mite can be found with Urza Saga. Maybe do the split between Battle Mage and Might. But yeah, I believe those 2 options are best for the artifact enchantment hate. We got all is dust in the sideboard, exiles to Eugene's Labyrinth, and just clears the board. It's very strong against energy type decks. Got 2 dismembers in this black Eldrazi build. The dismembers are very good removal for a deck like this. It's hard to support other, but before this I had Toxic Deluges in the sideboard. They also worked well, but since I had a very good energy matchup because of the Emrakuls, I decided to trim them for Dismember, and all this dust on the sideboard kind of was enough. That's it. Very simple build, very straightforward, and this deck does a lot of powerful stuff from playing turn 2 rings, turn 2 Totnot Seers, turn 2 2020 Ulamog with haste, with Goryo's Vengeance, and turn 3, turn 4 Emrakul, Hardcast. These are all just extremely powerful plays, and the deck just feels super broken. Thanks to the Totnot Seer, which can exile a creature, Devourer of Destiny, which can exile a creature, Eugene's Labyrinth, which can exile a creature. Ulamog was basically so far a better Emrakul for me. I played total 3-4 leagues with this build, and there was maybe one situation where I was not able to go Goryos on Ulamog. So there's like definitely still more testing needs to be done, but Ulamog was very good and I was able to hardcast it multiple times. But Ulamog also was relevant often because it had bigger Annihilator than the 15 mana Emrakul. So if you have Emrakul exiled, it has Annihilator 12, which just definitely wins you the game. And with Annihilator 6, there was few situations where I actually would probably not be able to win the game, where Ulamog just made it possible. Okay, so that's it. Let's go check out the gameplay. Okay, so all the wins were extremely easy. Like, I just didn't see how opponent can do much. Okay, so here I start with 2 Devourer of Destinies and start my turn with Urza Saga plus Underworld Cookbook. So the sweet thing with Eugene's, I was able to dig 8 cards for the Labyrinth, and I found one. So this means I can start making construct tokens on turn 2, and just this and nothing else can be like really powerful. Okay, so I'm playing against a store, but my game plan here is so they can storm off, but they can kill me if I have the ring protection. So basically, my plan here is play the ring, attack with construct, play another ring, get protection, try to find the Goryos, which then wins the game because I have a big annihilator, and opponent doesn't have much of permanence usually. So here I just went for another one ring, just digging for the Goryos, so hoping to find Goryos to win. And here it is. I have actually double Goryos and 2 Ulamogs, so I make Ulamog 19-19 and one shot my opponent when I had the ring protection in the previous turns. So that was the game. Let's check out the game 2. Okay, also let's check out the sideboarding plan. Obviously we want the Trini Spheres from the sideboard and I want the Graveyard Hate. So they don't play many creatures or none at all, so Devourer of Destiny doesn't have much targets, Emrakul doesn't have much targets, so I decided to maybe overboard a bit for this matchup, but I really wanted to test a sideboard plan like this, but I didn't like having so many of my Eugene's Labyrinth targets out, so I should probably leave a couple of them in. Okay, so I'm still thinking about that, but that was my option for this game. I also removed the Bowmasters, didn't feel like they were relevant enough for this matchup. So yeah, opponent plays Ral, does a bunch of plays a bunch of abilities, and I win in game 1, and my opponent disconnected in game 2. So that was very quick. Very quick match 1. Let's check out match 2. I have a very good stuff against them. Very good stuff against them. In post board, lot of Graveyard Hate, and the Trini Sphere is kind of unbeatable. For them, they have to remove it, which means usually they have to spend the entire turn doing so. Okay, opponent played Simic Eldrazi build. They started with the One Ring, and I waited for them to actually play the One Ring and play as many permanents as they can, because I can go to attack with Ulamog, make them sack all their permanents and basically immediately win the game, and that was it. Opponent doesn't really have much interaction in game 1 to do anything about it, so that was like very easy win. Let's check out game 2. Okay, mulligan 2-5. Not a great mulligan, but with 1-2 top decks, it can be decent. Started off with Ifnir Deadlands. Okay, so the mana base here, actually we want all the black mana that can also produce the colorless mana. That is very important for Emrakul, and I only want a couple of basics, so if in case my opponent plays land hate like a Field of the Ruined Demolition Field, the type of effects, via the Phantom Mage, what is it called, the new white creature. So I just want to have a couple of basics in case my opponent forces me to find the basics, so I have something to find with it. Okay, so here I played One Ring, and opponent goes for sowing Miko Spawn, killing unfortunately my land and ramping themselves. That was pretty good for them, but I had the One Ring resolved, so had a bunch of decent top decks in the situation like this. Okay, so passing the turn, holding Kozilek's command, I have Bowmasters. Bowmasters can do a lot of damage here, and my opponent plays World Breaker, and I think exiles my One Ring. This was okay for me because I had another One Ring in my hand, which I'm able to cast next turn, so didn't mind that. Okay, so just I can go end of turn, Kozilek's command, find, make another Eldrazi spawn token. I wanted to hold Ulamog on top, so in case I draw Goryos with Ulamog, I basically have immediate win. So first I go for the One Ring, start drawing more cards, digging for Goryos at this point. Goryo is just a clean win in this matchup. Okay, opponent finds the One Ring. Okay, so here it is. I have Emrakul now, and they have two creatures here, and I will have like 5 colorless mana, which means if I draw another colorless land next turn, I can actually hard cast Emrakul, which is just insane here. Okay, opponent tapped the One Ring. In response, I play double Bowmasters. This is there are a lot of One Rings lately, much more than there were like a week ago. So it seems like the One Ring is getting more and more played in this mid-range Eldrazi decks. And yeah, this is like another mid-range Eldrazi deck that also feels like super powerful. Okay, so we are both doing some crazy stuff, and unfortunately I was not able to find another land here, which was actually amazing. But I'm good. I played the talisman here, so I'm also still very close to hard casting this Emrakul. I just need one Ugin's Labyrinth or Eldrazi Temple from top, and I have like I have One Ring. Okay, so opponent plays the Null Drifter. I took their One Ring despite having 2 Bowmasters, and here opponent goes for the Null Drifter, and I decide to kill the Micro Spawn here and ping one face. Okay, so now my opponent finds, I think, another One Ring. Yeah, they find another One Ring, and now I have really huge Orc army token which can one-shot my opponent, but this turn they have the One Ring protection. Okay, so here I go for another ring, just it seemed like getting the protection this turn was the best thing, and the next turn I'll definitely have enough mana to cast Emrakul if they don't kill another land. Okay, so here opponent goes for 7 mana, and they have Devourer of Destiny, killing one of my Bowmasters, which lets them tap more easily for the One Ring ability. I have to sack one here, but that's not a problem. I just sack the One Ring. I have the protection, so yeah. Opponent now draws from the ring, and my Orc army is 14-14 at this point. They just play they just play talisman, play another land, and pass the turn. And here I play the Earth Saga, the last land I need to cast this Emrakul for 6 mana. And yeah, here I cast it and take all my opponent creatures, which means I can go in with Orc Army token and finish this game. So opponent concedes, and that is the match. Okay, so let's check out match 3. Okay, so match 3 was playing first. It's a decent hand, but I also have Devourer of Destiny, which can really make hands like this much better. So I find Ugin's Labyrinth on top. Yeah, so I think I should have actually went for Urza Saga on turn 1 since I had the Labyrinth, but I decided just to play it on turn 2. This way, if I draw Eldrazi Temple on turn 4, I'll be able to go for the Emrakul. So I decided to do that, and in the meantime play the Totnot. I take their Galvanic Discharge. I didn't mind I just didn't want them to first strike me, then discharge the Totnot. This way I was able to just let the damage through, let my Totnot survive this turn, and they made a bunch of creatures here, which was pretty good for me. So I just turn 4 cast my planned Emrakul, take their entire board. They have no way of killing this Emrakul, so it's a very simple game over. And also Emrakul has the turn from everything the turn you cast it, so if you do this on their turn, they can't even static prison it. So that's it. Okay, so that is very quick game 1. Let's check out game 2 and the sideboard plan for this matchup, which is very common and seems extremely easy for this deck. So one Goryos, one Ulamog goes out because you expect some amount of graveyard hate. I removed all Totnuts to bring in the removals from the side. More Bowmasters, more Dismembers, some graveyard hate, and that's it. Okay, so opponent plays Bowmaster to get energy and just put counters on creatures. In response, I decide to crack the Spellbomb just to draw a card. So, yeah. Opponent makes their Raptor 4/4. I play Dismember on their Raptor. It was the biggest creature here, making most damage, so I decided just to take it. Opponent makes more energy, flips their Ajani, and starts attacking again, just for 3 now, putting me down on 8. So now I can go for the Kozilek's command, take their creature, make Eldrazi Scions, which can jump if necessary. Opponent digging here with a Survey Land, and yeah. So they go for another Ajani, and I decide to just exile the Guide of Souls. In response, make 2 Eldrazi spawn tokens, which lets me survive this turn without any problems. And I have enough mana on the field to cast the Emrakul, and Emrakul basically is just a clean win in this matchup. They can't do much about that. So here I find this plays basically similar to Nadu against a deck like this, and you just let your Earth Saga resolve, find the 1 mana a card with it, and cast the Emrakul, win the game. Very simple. Okay, so at this point there's no card that lets opponent win instead, except for the Static Prison maybe. They were not able to target it, or not sure, but yeah, that was it. Opponent concedes the match. Let's check out match 4 and win 4 of this league. Okay, so again in the match 5 I was playing against aggro deck, and I have started with Devourer of Destiny, leaving another Totnot on top. Since I had 2 Eldrazi temples, it seemed like extremely powerful just to leave another Totnot on the top. So turn 2 Totnot, turn 3 Totnot, turn 4 the One Ring seemed like really nuts. I take their Academy Manufacturer, they play Apprentice plus Ocelot Pride. And yeah, so again I go for the Totnot on turn 3, start attacking with this guy, take the Cetonia Nightmare. At this point they only have 2 lands in their hand, that's it. Opponent goes for the Survey land and passes the turn. Okay, so yeah, as planned, I draw a land which lets me play the One Ring here. That was really good for me. Getting the protection this turn, getting more lands, and especially Eldrazi Temple was sweet here, enabling me to play the Devourer next turn. Opponent digs more and like cracks the fool to trigger Ocelot, and I'm able to play the Talisman, play the Devourer of Destiny. I decide to take their Ocelot. I could also like take the Apprentice. Think Ocelot was maybe a bit better at this point, and I take the Ocelot, attack with both creatures, put them on 7, which is like really close to lethal. And the next turn I play Bowmaster, kill their Apprentice, then Kozilek command, kill the Goose, clear the board to go in for lethal, and that was the game. Okay, so let's check out game 2. Okay, so in the game 2, let's check out the sideboarding plan. So I know it's Abzan energy, but still wasn't very sure what exactly are they playing. So I boarded similarly to the energy deck, the Boros energy or Mardu. One Vengeance, one Ulamog goes out, because I do expect some graveyard hate. So Devourers, and trim some Devourers, trim some Totnots. And brought in all the dusts, the dismembers, the removals, the bowmasters. They play a bunch of these 1 toughness creatures. But yeah, this time the apprentices were like really too aggressive, and I was really able to very cleanly play the bowmaster here, kill the token they targeted with Gyro Souls. But maybe better play here was just killing the apprentice, I think. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this was defining play, and Garok Teague plus Carrion Feeder with the 2 apprentice on the field is just sick. I have to say I like this build a lot. Okay, so yeah, I was able to play the One Ring. Sorry, I was not able to play the One Ring because of the Teague. So the only possible play here was just Talisman, make a token or gain 3 life. That was not good enough. Opponent has the kill, and yeah, they're also making more tokens with Ocelot Pride, so that's it. Okay, so this proved to be a Samwise combo deck. Okay, so yeah, I had Devourer of Destiny. This card is just insane. Okay, so my opponent starts with Ocelot Pride, and we find Eldrazi Temple on top to just Kozilek command here, kill the creature, dig. I find Ulamog and keep it. Passing the turn, opponent has the Damping Sphere, so I can't produce double mana with the Eldrazi Temple. I did not find the 4th land I was hoping for, but instead I was able to dig with the Kozilek command and then find it. Since I had Ulamog in hand, I was hoping for a colorless land, but I got the Swamp, which is... Swamp was fine in the deck. It sometimes allowed me to play better against Blood Moon effects. And yeah, here, end of turn, I just draw a card with a spell bomb to try to find more lands. And yeah, I make a construct token since I didn't have any like really strong plays here except to just play the Bowmaster. So I decide to do that, kill the Zero token and pass the turn. Okay, so I have a bunch of these Eldrazi's in hand. My opponent has Damping Sphere, so I can't really cast any of them. But I have time to find, and yeah, with this Urza Saga, this means I'm only missing just a single colorless land to cast the Emrakul. We all know if Emrakul resolves, it's just very simple game over. But I didn't find the land still, so I was able to instead just play the Bowmaster, kill the second Ocelot, and pass the turn, making the constructs. So I have a bunch of good plays next turn. I can find the land to go for the Emrakul, can find the Goryos to go for the Ulamog, so lot of options. I have Emrakuls exiled with Devour of Destiny's ability. And yeah, here opponent finds Nightmare, brings back Ocelot, but yeah, that is not a big deal. I make a construct end of turn, put Ulamog in the yard, and here I find a last colorless land I needed to cast my Emrakul, take all creatures from my opponent, and they concede. They just can't do anything about that. So that is easy win. Okay, so let's check out the only loss in this matchup. Yeah, I probably could have played this bit better. One misplay and really strong draws from the opponent decided this match. Let's see what happened. Okay, so I started with Ugin's Labyrinth, but opponent also starts with Ugin's Labyrinth. They have Platinum Empyrean, and they start with turn 2 Linebreaker, which is like really strong. And I was unfortunately on the draw, which was a big thing in this matchup, just really huge. I decide to go for the Bowmaster. Bowmaster trades with the Linebreaker if they don't have removal for the for one of the creatures, of course. But they had it, and they were able to trample me and kill one of the creatures. So their Linebreaker survives, which was really key thing here. Okay, so I go for the Totnot. I go for the Totnot and find. I should have taken. It's pretty much the same thing, but the Mycospawn is slightly smaller. This is a 5/7. Mycospawn is a 3/3. But with it was unfortunate that both of these cards just kill my land. Yeah, that was a big problem, that both of these cards kill my land and provide them with but yeah, still Mycospawn was a much better option. So that was a misplay in game 1, and I also did a misplay in game 2, but it still was not over. I had the One Ring, and the only thing I need to find here is I mean I need to find 2 cards actually. So I have only one chance to either find another ring, continue the ring loop, helping me find more pieces. But I have Goryos to Ulamog them, so I still have a chance, but I did not find it, and that was win in game 1 for the opponent. If I took the Mycospawn, I probably would have additional turn to try to find something to survive. Okay, so here I started with a turn 2 Totnots here, which is just incredibly powerful. I also have a Urza Saga, which can help me find Underworld Cookbook. Okay, opponent goes turn 2 Linebreaker, and after some thinking I decide to trade there, play the Urza Saga. and opponent goes for the Totnot again. Okay, this time I decide in response go for the Kozilek's command, make 3 Eldrazi Scions and look for 3 cards. Okay, so I decide to leave the One Ring on top, so they can't discard it. And I had another Emrakul on top, so I thought like this will be the easiest, this should be the easiest win of my life. I have Emrakul to take their creatures. I have the One Ring. There's just no chance they're winning this one. But I somehow managed to screw this up. Okay, first opponent played Microspawn here, killing my Urza Saga. That was very important play. So I was not able to find the Underworld Cookbook next turn and just steal their creatures. But it didn't matter, I still had like really strong, and yeah, I didn't play this matchup for some time, and I forgot that it's not really a good idea to play to just kill your One Ring like that, because they have stuff like they have creatures that can kill my One Ring, exile it. So playing the One Ring last turn was actually a pretty bad idea. Should have just played the Havermite and the Orcish Bowmaster and saved the One Ring in my hand for the next turn. Try to draw more cards with it. So yeah, okay, opponent. Still I find Underworld Cookbook, so I was still in a great position here. I can just return Emrakul from the below the Ugin's Labyrinth, or play the one from my hand, steal all the creatures and basically have lethal for the next turn. But here one moment of not thinking clearly costed me too much. Okay, so I play the Emrakul, steal the creatures, and they have to find something to not die next turn, and they had the perfect card, the Madcap Experiment, finding the Empyrean, which means I can't kill them if I don't kill the Empyrean. So I also decide to play the Bowmaster. And yeah, for the brief moment, this is Emrakul is the new card for me. It didn't play it too much, and for the brief moment I actually forgot that when Emrakul dies, you have to sacrifice all creatures you control. Yeah, so that was pretty terrible and pretty big brain fart. And yeah, unfortunately, I kill all my creatures and also give them card with Totnot. So that was one big fail. Okay, at least I killed their Platinum Empyrean, but they had 2 more in their hand and 1 on below the Ugin's Labyrinth. So that wasn't really helpful. Okay, opponent returns Worldbreaker from the graveyard and plays the Worldbreaker, start killing my lands. Okay, so I still had the Totnots here and Havermites if they played One Ring or something like that. But yeah, my opponent hand was a Microspawn and Kozilek's command and 2 Platinum Empyreans, so I decided to take the Kozilek's command, let them kill another land. I actually had enough lands at this point. I didn't want them to kill my Totnots here and then draw 2 cards. Okay, so it was looking for a top deck at this point. Opponent was now in a better situation. They had 2 creatures on the field and they were able to cast the Empyrean. Okay, so I'm on 21, so I have some time to do something. I find Emrakul from the top, so this provides me with another option of just casting the Emrakul again. And yeah, I'm on 7, so don't have much time to do it. But I find the Kozilek's command on top, and I have a bunch of good top decks at this point, so I just cast a Kozilek command for all my mana, digging a lot of cards, put everything on the bottom except for the One Ring, play the One Ring enables me to get protection for a turn and draw into more outs. Okay, here I find the land and pass the turn. Okay, so drawing more with the One Ring, I find the cookbook, which was the card I was looking for, or another One Ring, or another Kozilek's command, but I was able to play the cookbook, play the Havermite, and yeah, I think I did a mistake here again. I should have just blocked all three, let 5 damage go down on 1, or wait for them to use the Casting Wolfram, then use the Emrakul. Yeah, that was the play, and then crack the food, gain 3 life, and I think that would be, if I did this end of turn so they can play the Platinum Empyrean, I think that would probably be the win for me. Okay, so I gained life here, went on 9, and but my opponent, yeah, I should have just be on 1 and play against their Platinum Empyrean line, but it ended up not mattering because my opponent had Emrakul the Promised Land from the top, and I did actually find Goryos, which was pretty decent for me here. And but yeah, it didn't work well for my board because opponent was able to basically clear my entire board for 2 mana with the Goryos I top decked, and they were somehow able to just find the lethal here because I had a bunch of these pain lands, so they were able to hit me for 5 with the pain lands and tap the One Ring and also kill my Underworld Cookbook, so I can't gain any life, which means I had exactly 3 damage from the One Ring in upkeep to die from the One Ring trigger, and yeah, that was it. My opponent drew very well, and I also made some misplays. And yeah, that was needed to actually lose with this deck, but it felt insane in all the leagues I played. It felt like a super broken a way to play the Eldrazi build, from the Goryo's Vengeance quick kills to turn 3, turn 4 Emrakul hardcasts to just winning on making these constructs, starting making them early, as turn 2 feels often very powerful and a legitimate way to win. And that's it. Okay, so also having the access to Bowmaster, being in black color, just some very great cards available, like Dismember, like potentially Toxic Deluge if needed, Bowmasters, and Nihil Spellbombs and other options, all being great. And that's it for today. Hope you like the gameplay, hope you like the video. Friendly reminder to click like, click subscribe, comment in the video. I want to hear your thoughts. Do you like this version more, or other viable Eldrazi builds in format? I feel like this one is really strong. Gives me a feel that it will be incredibly easy to do a 5-0 with this build, and I expect to see people trying this in leagues. I feel like it will be just free running this through the league and getting the one good result after another. And it seems very difficult to lose more than 2 matches in a league with this build, and pretty happy with this one, and I believe that it is one of the best Eldrazi builds out there. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching so far, and goodbye.